People look at stories through different lenses. I have my own take on some of these trending issues. Hi, I'm Mariah Ramharack and welcome to In Case You Missed It. Hello, I'm Mariah Ramharack and welcome to another episode of In Case You Missed It on SportsMax and Scene TV. As Jamaica gets set to create history by becoming the first Caribbean island to host a regional lacrosse tournament in the 2023 Pan American Lacrosse Association Pala Sixes Cup, set for November 9 to 11, it's only fitting that I chat with the president of the Jamaica Lacrosse Association, Calbert Hutchinson. Welcome to In Case You Missed It. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Thank you for having me on your program, and good day to your viewers.
Thank you so much. Not a problem at all. So, Calbert, how are preparations coming along for the Pala Sixes that will be held in Jamaica later this month?
The preparation has been it has been a lot of work, and I say that because the team that has been working behind the scene are all full-time employees in their respective jobs, and we have to be using our spare time or free time every single evening that we have just to be meeting and planning and executing everything that we need to have in place for this event to be a success. But it is indeed a pleasure to be in this position. An historic event it is going to be within the Caribbean, within Jamaica, and it's looking good so far.
Yes, and you've been president of the Jamaica Lacrosse Association since 2014. From then to now, how much of an honor is it to be the first Caribbean island to host a regional lacrosse tournament?
It is indeed an honor, but I attribute all the success to the team that I've been, fortunate to work with. My Vice President Dwight Clark, who has spent most of his time on the grounds in Jamaica. My board members, who are working board members, if it wasn't for them, all the success that we have achieved over the years, it wouldn't have been possible. We have hosted numerous of high school competitions since we started back in 2014. We have taken part and competed in a number of, I think we're the only sporting body that have managed to compete in every single world championship for senior men and our senior women, or junior men and or junior women as well. And not only that, we have not only competed, we have gone to these events and we have shown the world that we're there to stay. And we are now ranked in the top 10 in the world in lacrosse.
Yeah, and as host country, what are some of the measures that must be put in place to ensure that the tournament runs smoothly?
Security is a must. Most of the countries that have signed up, or the 10 countries that have signed up to participate in this event, there always been concern around having adequate security around the accommodations, around the venues that the match, the various games will be played, in terms of having adequate field space as well. We recently did a site visit to the locations that are going to be hosting these games, and we had to make some, final minute changes in terms of the second playing venue, because the field space wasn't up to the international standard for these events. So we had to make some final changes at the last minute, but that was sorted out. So in terms of security, adequate field spaces, accommodation, immigration preparation, we have the Haudenosaunee coming, which is a sovereign nation between North America Canada and the US. So we have to make sure that everything is in place so that there's no hiccup at the airport when they're coming in. Eligibility as well. We know that some of the countries rely on diaspora or expats who resides in the state. So we have to work closely with our regional body, the Pan American Lacrosse Association, to make sure that all those who are participating in this event meet the eligibility requirement outlined by our world body, World Lacrosse, and our regional body, the Pan American Lacrosse Association. So there are a lot of things, a lot of check boxes to check as we go along. So far, we have met most of them, and we have some final things to iron out as we get ready within the next week's time.
Right, and you just mentioned a bit of changes with the venues. Where will the matches be held?
The match is going to be, the main venue is going to be the Jamaica University College. We have Field 1 and Field 2 there, and our secondary venue, which was St. George's College, is now going to be at Sabina Park. So it's right next door, okay. A stone throw away. So that was the final minute change. So it's no longer going to be at St. George's College. It's going to be at Sabina Park, okay. The third playing field.
All right, glad you could clarify that for us. Would you agree that hosting the Palace Sixes Cup has numerous advantages for the country as a whole? We're talking bigger than the sport now. We're thinking about tourism and all that. It has the capability to act as a springboard for the growth and development of the sport locally.
I agree with you 100%, and we unfortunately we're still in dialogue with members of the Jamaica Tourist Board to make sure that they're on board fully. But it is indeed a grand opportunity to showcase brand Jamaica. We have 10 countries participating, 15 teams, and we're looking at over 400 participants coming into Jamaica during that period. And it's a perfect opportunity for Brand Jamaica to make itself available so we can have these guests who are here for the sports of lacrosse, sports tourism, to convert them in returning visitors. So it's a springboard not only for Brand Jamaica but for Jamaica Lacrosse. This event has a potential of making us and breaking us in terms of setting us financially, viable, so we can prepare ourselves for future events coming, because it's as a non-traditional sport. One of the most difficult things we have experience over the years is to garner that corporate support, getting corporate sponsorship. Most of our sponsorship we have gotten from overseas donors, families, and friends. So this event, as you rightfully put it, has a potential. It's a springboard to set us apart from other sports in Jamaica and to get the buy-in and the trust from local entities when the time comes for representing the country on the international scene.
Yes, for sure. We keep mentioning the teams, but I'm going to ask you if you know to tell us some of the teams that are set to feature at this year's competition. Which countries will be here?
All right. So, of course, Jamaica. And because it is on home soil, we have the opportunity of fielding 3 teams. 2 men's team. We have a team that is comprised of all local players coming out of our high school competition. And this will give them the opportunity to get this international experience at home. We have our diaspora players coming as well. And we have a combined female team of our diaspora players and our local players coming out of our high school competition. Outside of Jamaica, we have Puerto Rico representing. We have Peru. We have Mexico, Argentina. We have Haudenosaunee, which is the group of people who are responsible for creating the game of lacrosse. And our high school competition is named in honor of the creators of the game, which is Haudenosaunee, and they will be there. We also have USVI, US Virgin Island. We have the Dominican Republic, and which other one I'm missing? Did I get to 10 already? So those are the countries we have coming to represent the Pan American region.
Okay, and you mentioned about the importance of your team and the support that your team has lent you. Major events like these, they always require an efficient team that can get things done. Who are the members of the event team that will be ensuring that all goes as planned?
Well, we have the core members who are also board members, but we're fortunate enough to be working with the president of the Jamaica Olympic Association, Mr. Christopher Samuda. He's a member of the planning team as well. Myself, Dwight Clark, my vice president, Kadeen Bennett, our general secretary, Mr. Elvis Jenkins, our treasurer. We have Nadine as well, who is a board member. And we have Michelle, who was introduced to us through a mutual friend, a part of the event management team as well. And those are the people we have working behind the scene. And Simon Preston, who has been with us since inception, as well as a part of our planning team.
Yeah,
so we have a wide range of personnel and experience at the table, ensuring that all the different areas will be covered for this event.
Yeah, you mentioned the Jamaica Olympic Association president. How has the relationship been between your team and the JOA? Of course, we all want a good relationship to ensure that the event is executed properly.
I'll just, for fun fact, while our world body, that is World Lacrosse, was in preparation to become a member of the IOC, and just before the sport was included in the 2028 Olympic for Los Angeles, we were the first country outside of our world body to receive full membership within our local Olympic association. And this was because of the guidance that we have been receiving from Christopher Samuda over the years. So as soon as our world body gained membership within the IOC, we were right there to be the first country to get membership within our Jamaica Olympic Association. And right now, out of all the 90 countries that are within World Lacrosse, Jamaica Lacrosse is the only country with full membership within the Olympic Association, and all the other countries have 12 months now to become members of their local Olympic body as a requirement for the 2028 Olympic inclusion. So the relationship has been good, the guidance has been excellent, and it was because of that relationship why we're even in the position that we're in right now, taking on this huge responsibility of hosting this historic event in Jamaica.
Yeah, always really good to hear. Well, at the end of the Parlor Sixes Cup, what do you and your organization hope to achieve, other than winning the competition, of course?
Other than winning the competition, we have short-term goals, and we have long-term goals. In the short term, we want to be able to come out of it financially viable with enough funds so we can make preparations for our under 20 girls to go to Hong Kong at the Women's World Championship. All right, in the short term. We also have our men box lacrosse team preparing as well for the World Championship that is going to be in 2024 as well. So we're open to use this event to get that buy-in from corporate Jamaica, so we can secure more funding on what we're able to come out of this event with. In the long term, we're hoping to get, again, the buy-in, so we can have partners on board. We want our own home. We want to invest in a field space. We want to be able to have the program scaled outside of Kingston and St. Andrews to St. Catherine, to all the different parishes in Jamaica, and having way more schools participating in lacrosse.
Okay. Can you give us a brief breakdown of the format of the competition?
The format of the competition, we're going to have the men's team in pools, Pool A and Pool B, and of course they'll go through a certain number of games, and then we're going to be having placement games. We're going to be having our third place playoff. We're going to have semifinals, and of course we're going to have the finals. It's the same setup for the female as well, and the version of the game is going to be the sixes. the newly developed discipline, and this is the format that is going to be included in the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles.
All right, so that's good. We're getting prepared already for the Olympics. Is the competition, though, is it open to spectators, and is there a fee attached?
All right, it is open to spectators on the first 2 days, the 9th and the 10th. It's going to be open to spectators, but on the 11th, where we're going to be having the finals on the grounds of the Michael University College, there's going to be a charge. There are tickets available. It's going to be $1,000 for adults and $500 for students.
All right, so I urge you to head across and get your tickets because, of course, the Palace Sixes promises to be one for the books. You'll be a part of history. Calbert, talk to me about the work that went into getting the team to this current ranking.
At the end of the 2018 World Championship, we were ranked 13.
Right.
But at the end of the 2023 World Championship that just concluded recently, we're now ranked number 8
which
in
is
the
even
world.
better, yeah.
Which is even better. So we are now in the top 10 within the world. This, I think, from 2018, we knew that we had the potential of rising in the ranks, and rightfully so. A large percentage of the team that competed in 2018 competed in 2023, with some new players coming out of the woodworks and with even more skill set than those who participated in 2018. So what this has done for us, it has placed us on the map, the Lacrosse map, within the international scene, within Jamaica as well. And I think we're not there yet, but because of our ranking now, we are slowly but surely getting there as it relates to getting that respect, getting that trust, and getting the support, because it's the support that we need at the end of the day. It takes cash to care, and a large percent of our funding comes from players paying for themselves and family members assisting, and just the meager amount coming from various entities. So our ranking has helped us in some sense of getting that trust and buy-in from corporate Jamaica and from other interests within the world, really.
Yeah, support is always, always important. Let's talk now about the women's lacrosse team, because recently I interviewed Tamaya Edwards on In Case You Missed It, and it was about the scholarship she received last year to play lacrosse at the University of the District of Columbia. How pleased are you with what the women's team have also achieved?
Oh, we're big in equity and diversity, and what we have in place for the men's team, we're replicating that for the women's team as well. And this is why we have the record of having not just our men competing in world championship, in all the world championship, but every single world championship we have a women's team taking part in. I'm very pleased with the women's team. It's going to take a little more work in terms of developing the type of international skill sets that is going to set us apart from other countries at these World Championships, but we're getting there. As we invest in the grassroots development, as we pull our players out of the diaspora who have been playing and have the skill sets and have the international experience, then we will see a lot more improvement in our women's participation in these world championships. Just going back to the scholarships opportunities, this has always been a part of our model, and the world championships, our local high school competition, all of these events is a means to an end, and the end is really what we see our grassroots players, the opportunities that they get to study overseas, to invest in their education, and to play the game of lacrosse that they love so much. And right now we have more than 24 of our players who have received full or partial scholarships who have been, studying and playing lacrosse overseas. And we will be seeing a lot more of that as we move forward.
Yes, and are you satisfied with the direction that the sport is heading and of course the numerous opportunities that have opened up? For example, as I just mentioned, the scholarships that Jamaican players have already secured.
Oh, I'm 100% satisfied with that, and because of the direction in which we have been moving, we have been getting a lot of recognition from our world body. And if you check some of the commentaries, the focus, the interest out of most of the world championships that have taken part so far, we talk about Limerick in Ireland. We're talking about the qualifier in Colombia. We're talking about the men's championship. There's been so much interest around the Jamaican participation in these events, and it's a testimony of the development that have taken place on the local front, and the type of interest that our world body and other entities have in Jamaica lacrosse and our teams.
Yes, and next year you have a big assignment. The ladies, they have a big assignment on their hands. The Under-20 Women's Lacrosse World Championship in Hong Kong. How are preparations for that competition coming along?
Well, it's coming along really good. We have one of our senior women who have been elevated to our coach or senior coach for the Under-20 women's team. That is Taylor Irwin, and she has been flying down from Florida like once a month to meet with our local ladies. And the good thing is that our Under-20 team is comprised of 80% or more local players. All right, so she has been making herself available to fly into Jamaica. She has been working with the ladies. We have our technical director for athletic performance, Dr. Johanna, who has been working with them virtually as well, and she's going to be in Jamaica for the Pala Sixes. So preparations are coming on really well in terms of training and conditioning. But as it relates to funding, though, that's going to be a steep hill for us. But we have a team of parents and we have our board members all working together to see how best we can position ourselves to raise the funds necessary to take the girls to Hong Kong.
Yes, and do you think, Calbert, more people are signing up for lacrosse now because of the strides and success that the current crop of players have been making?
Oh, definitely. We don't have hands and we don't have equipments to take on all the interest right now. We have to be asking some principals from various schools to just bear with us and hang in there. As soon as we get the equipment in the country, as soon as we're able to invest in some capacity building in terms of officials and coaches, we'll get you on board. But the interest has been tremendous.
Yeah, well, you heard it from the president himself. He said, stay put. He's putting things in place. So be assured that, very soon, those who are interested to be a part of lacrosse, a team that's been doing really well for Jamaica. Lacrosse is expected to be introduced to the Commonwealth Games in 2026 in Australia, and it has been confirmed it will be in the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. So, Calbert, how much of a game changer will this be for the sport?
This is going to be the greatest of the greatest, game changer of all. We know that every single sport, dream is to represent at the Olympics.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So the fact that it's now in the Olympics, I think we will see. I'm predicting that we're going to be getting the type of support that is needed to see us excel at the Olympics. And the good thing is that I don't think the caliber of players that we have and the energy that exists within the camp, we're not just going to, or we won't just go to the Olympics to compete and to show up. We're going there to give it our best and with the possibility of coming out with a medal.
Yeah, looking forward to see how Jamaica does at the 2028 Olympics. So you mentioned how difficult it has been attracting sponsorship, local sponsorship, how difficult it has been and how expensive, of course, it is to run any sport. So Calbert, if any organization tuned into SportsMax now watching the show and they would like to sponsor or find out even about sponsorship, how can they reach you and your team?
Well, we have all the information on our website, jamaicalacrosse.net. We also have the information on our social media platform. For those who wish to send an email, it's jamaicalacrosse@gmail.com. You can reach out to Mr. Dwight Clark, who is on the grounds in Jamaica, our Vice President. His number is 844-5550. That's 844-5550. He's always available to talk about sponsorship money. and just a word to the prospective sponsors who are out there listening. We have a track record. We have been around since 2014, and every single year there's always been something significant where Jamaica Lacrosse is concerned. And we have always been on the upward trajectory in terms of our performance. And so our track record speaks for itself. An investment in Jamaica Lacrosse would be a worthwhile investment, and anyone who takes a step to do that will definitely get their return.
Okay. Well, Calbert, it's now time for the most exciting part of today's interview. It's what we call here rapid fire time. So I'll ask you a question and you say the first word or phrase that comes to mind. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, so the best part about being Jamaica's lacrosse president?
Working with my board members.
Okay. What made you fall in love with the sport?
Education.
First word that comes to mind when you hear lacrosse?
Dwight Clark.
Because you have to work with him, so yes. Most memorable moment as president of the Lacrosse Association?
Staying at home, having to watch victories after victories for the senior men's world team that was recently concluded.
Okay. Where do you want to see the sport in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, of course, at the Olympics.
Yeah, so that leads me to the next question. It's perfect that you said that. What would it mean to you if Jamaica won Olympic gold in lacrosse?
Oh my God, that would be my exit strategy. I'll resign, retire, step aside, and hand it over to the next generation.
Oh, wow. What do you love most about Jamaica?
The people, the culture, the food, everything.
Okay. Apart from lacrosse, is there any other sport that you like?
I like football. Yeah.
Okay. Well, before you go, let's head across to social media now to see what the social media landscape has been saying about lacrosse. So in 2019, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Andrew Holness, had this to say. So he said, Jamaica continues to make tremendous strides on and off the track. Congratulations to Jamaica's senior women's lacrosse team on making history yesterday, becoming the first Caribbean nation to qualify for the 2021 Women's Lacrosse World Cup. Do you remember that moment?
Definitely. I remember that moment. That was in Urbandale, Florida, for the women's qualifier.
Okay, and of course, congratulations coming from the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Lacrosse is a big deal. So let's see the next reaction on social media. So we have this one from the Jamaica Lacrosse Twitter page. They are, of course, inviting people to the Palace Sixes Cup in Kingston. They've said 10 countries and 15 teams, and you can see the flyer right there. So, Mr. President, before you leave, do you want to comment on this post by your team?
Oh, definitely. Get your tickets, get your families, friends, everyone to come out. If you have any doubts about the game of lacrosse and you want upfront and in-person experience, this is a perfect opportunity for everyone to come out and see what it's really like.
Well, Calbert, it has been a massive pleasure chatting with you on In Case You Missed It. I'm wishing you best of luck with the Pala Sixes.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me, and enough respect to you and your viewers.
Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's it from us for today. Be sure to like, share and comment and let me know which other guests would you like to see featured on In Case You Missed It. Goodbye for now.